A Virginia doctor at the center of a NewsNation investigation is accused of fertility fraud. A woman has filed a lawsuit claiming that that doctor was her anonymous donor for 2 of her children. Here's Nicole with more.
Ruta Bay, in at-home DNA tests, those kits are becoming very popular. And the woman's daughter bought one of the kits and found out her biological father, actually her mother's doctor. NewsNation reporter Carrie O'Brien talked with the family about what they're going through.
How could someone do this in good conscience?
After 40 years, Catherine Richards makes a shocking discovery about her fertility doctor.
He inserted his own sperm into his client, Katie, without her consent.
Her attorney, Adam Wolf, says that fertility doctor is Glen Allen resident Dr. Michael Kicken, who still has an active license to practice here in Virginia, and up until March was a state-contracted physician at the Virginia Correctional Center for Women in Goochland.
It's unthinkable.
The California woman turned to Kicken, who was then practicing out west, when she and her husband were unable to conceive back in the late 70s. In a federal lawsuit, she claims she was told the donor would be anonymous, but instead, Kicken used his own sperm without her knowledge to get her pregnant, not once, but twice. First with her daughter, then later with her son.
He secretly used his own sperm. Now I have to know that he violated me. I'm angry.
Richard's daughter, Julie Dreer, took a 23andMe DNA test to learn more about her family's medical history, but the results were confusing. She sought the help of a genealogist, and to her surprise, she learned who her father really was.
I'm a product of my mother's abuser. I don't know if I'll ever come to terms with that.
Kicken did not respond to our calls, and his attorney told us no comment. But in court filings, the doctor admits he inserted the sperm of an anonymous donor, anonymous to the plaintiff, that is, that was his own.
He is claiming there's really no harm here because he promised her anonymous sperm and she got anonymous sperm.
Online records with the Virginia Board of Medicine show no disciplinary action against the doctor. But Wolf and the Richards family call what happened in California medical rape.
Now sometimes I look in the mirror and I don't even recognize myself.
How many others are just one Christmas DNA kit away from having their lives forever changed?
Carrie O'Brien, NewsNation, Richmond.
And that woman's lawyer claims the doctor used his sperm to impregnate at least one other patient in California.